Lawrence is very much alive for a spot in the college football playoff. One loss in the season against Oklahoma a couple weeks ago. Close game last week against Houston, but Texas prevailed. Oklahoma could be in trouble right now in Lawrence. Got several teams with one loss. BYU 2-2 in its first season in the Big 12. BYU won the toss, elected to defer, so we're going to get a look at Maalik Murphy here quickly. We were also told by Steve Sarkisian that even though it's not really a competition right now between Maalik Murphy and vaunted recruit Arch Manning, that we could see Manning at some point in the second quarter just to give him some reps. It is hot, it is humid, 84 degrees, but the humidity is 70%, so right now in the field probably feels like about 125. Up here it is 92.
Dave, that was very accurate.
Will Farron will kick it deep. Keeneland Robinson and Savion Red are deep for Texas. Sixth all-time meeting between the two schools, the last coming in 2014 here in Austin. It'll be a touchback, and so the redshirt freshman from Inglewood, California, who the coaches say has a big personality, is a natural leader, and has that California swag. Maalik Murphy, whose hometown very close to Steve Sarkisian's. In fact, Sark really good friends with Maalik's high school coach, and he was recruiting Murphy when he was an assistant at Alabama. And Murphy signed with Sark just a few weeks after he took the job, and there's that swag we're talking about.
He's fired up and ready to roll here this afternoon.
That got the crowd excited as well, and he's going to throw it here on first down, and a great play in the backfield on Jatavion Sanders. Drew Wakely, the free safety, was all over that. A negative play for the Longhorns to start the game.
Nice, easy throw. Just want to get Maalik Murphy into a rhythm, get some confidence. But Wakely reads that perfectly. Great way to start with a tackle for loss for this BYU defense.
So 2nd and 13, play action pass. Over the middle, wide open is Mitchell. And it's a first down to the 39-yard line. And a gain of 16.
Linebackers freeze in the second level, middle of field wide open. Ball placed perfectly out in front for Adonai Mitchell to catch it in stride. Nice strike from Maalik Murphy.
Was one of two last week after replacing Ewers, who got hurt against Texas Tech, got sacked early in the drive and continued to play. Here's a deep ball. The receiver fell down. There was contact, but no flag. Xavier Worthy got tangled up with a BYU defensive back. Fans wanted a pass interference call, but won't get it.
Eddie Hecker, the cornerback, it looked like he might have got a little tug around the waist on Xavier Worthy. Contact there led to Worthy going down the field. No flag drawn, though, from the contact from Hecker.
There's a lot of white jerseys on that throw in the back end there, Dusty.
Well, they are not going conservative to start this thing, are they, Tom? No, with the ball in Maalik Murphy's hands.
Murphy going to dump it off here to Red out of the backfield. And Red's up to the 45-yard line. So a gain of 5 or 6 brought down by Harrison Taggart, the Oregon transfer. So 3rd down here and about 4 for Maalik Murphy.
Staying in front of the chains. Good down and distance for this playbook to be wide open for Steve Sarkisian, one of the best play callers in all of college football. Much for Xavier Worthy out of the stack.
Third down defense not good for BYU this year. Murphy's pass in traffic, incomplete. Intended for Worthy. Jacob Robinson was there defensively to break it up. He's got 4 interceptions on the year, and the coaches said looking at the film, he could have 6 or 7.
This is a nice job. Man-to-man coverage. Jacobson follows Worthy across the field. That pass a little bit inside, and a nice job by Robinson. In good position to get the pass breakup. Good start for this BYU defense to force a punt.
Ryan Sanborn punting for just the 18th time this season. Nyberg gets out of the way, and it kicks dead right. Did it go into the end zone, or did it go out of bounds inside the 1? It's a touchback. 55-yard punt, but a net of just 35. So BYU will start on the 20-yard line. And it's been a roller coaster of a career for Kedon Slovis. Remember him as a freshman at USC? People thought he might be a Heisman candidate. He was first-team All-Pac-12, but he got benched later in his career. Went to Pitt for a year. Didn't put up great numbers there. Transferred to BYU. This is his 45th career start. And he's accounted for 15 touchdowns this year. 12 through the air, 3 on the ground, and just 4 interceptions. He was named a captain. Terrific young man. We spent a good 15 minutes with him. Talked about overcoming the adversity that he's faced in his career after that hot start. Going to dump it off to the fullback, Polo, and he's knocked down in the backfield for a loss by Jahdae Barron, who is one of their best defensive players.
Boy, Jahdae Barron, so good. He was banged up a week ago. Didn't even know if he was going to play against Houston. It was a tight game. They said second half. He wasn't even taped to play. Goes in the second half, and he winds up making the play of the game on 4th down to help seal the Texas victory. So good, versatile, and as smart a football player as this Texas defense has.
He's from here in Austin. Second down and 11 after a negative play on first down. Slovis, he almost threw an interception, but it was dropped by Anthony Hill.
Anthony Hill just keeps getting better and better and better. Zone coverage, reading the eyes of Kedon Slovis, steps right in front and almost has a big interception on the second play defensively. And this is going to be a real key throughout the day. BYU's third down offense has been dreadful, and it's one of the best third down defenses for Texas in all of college football.
And we showed you in part why it's dreadful. 3rd and 8 is the average. 3rd and 11 on the first drive of the game here in Austin. 4-man rush. Slovis from the pocket. Long throw. And almost picked off. Caught, but out of bounds was Cody Epps. Keaton Crawford almost intercepted it. It's 4th down.
Well, big Byron Murphy on the inside does an excellent job getting inside pressure. Gets that rip up high. Hits Slovis and delivers this pass. And how about the break on the football as Crawford almost picks it off. Multiple passes there to start for Kedon Slovis on the hands of Texas defenders. He better be careful. He got off to a start similar at TCU, and they were never able to recover.
Ryan Rico is one of the best punters in the country. He's 3rd in punting average at about 49 per game. And this one hung up in the wind a little bit. Here's Worthy, makes the first man miss. Straight ahead past the 40. Kicker to beat. There he goes. Worthy making a house call on a punt return. Xavier Worthy with a 75-yard return for a touchdown.
Well, you mentioned it, Dave. This punt hung up in the air, and Xavier Worthy got the blocks that he needed. He had a crease, and there are few players in all of college football as explosive as Xavier Worthy. He hits the speed burst, and it's heels to the field. Not a chance for a BYU defender to get him. No one touched him as the blocking was outstanding. And my, oh my, you give that guy a little bit of daylight, and it's going to be a house call almost every time.
In big plays as a receiver, 9 catches of 20 yards or more, 3 touchdowns of 40 yards or more through the air. And then that 75-yard punt return for a touchdown. And Texas with the early lead at home against BYU. Worthy, one of the most dangerous players in college football with the ball in his hands. Case and point. Xavier Worthy is one of the all-time leaders in touchdown catches in Texas history. It's his first career punt return for a touchdown. This season, for every field goal and extra point made by participating universities, Allstate will make a contribution to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, Allstate. Dave Pash, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganville, and a very muggy late October Saturday on the 40 acres. And Keelan Marion going to take it out of the end zone. He's past the 15. He's got some room. And he's tackled at the 26-yard line by the kicker, Will Stone, as we go to Kevin Agandi in the studio.
Dave, we got a developing story. story in Lawrence, Kansas. Jayhawks giving Oklahoma everything they got. Daniel Highshaw here, Bugs.
Putting the ball in the end zone. Kansas almost 200 yards rushing on the Sooners.
Kansas just recovered the ball on a pooch kick as well, so they're up and they got the lead. And meanwhile, #1 Georgia trailing in Jacksonville.
Slant to the house, and the cocktail party is off to a good start.
Eugene Wilson to score for the Gators. Dave, Dusty Lugs, back to you.
It's not the first time Georgia's had some first-half issues, and meanwhile, they haven't put the Oklahoma score up here yet, but this place will erupt when they do. BYU going to try to run it here, and Robbins is tackled for a loss on the play. Jalen Ford, the leading tackler for the Longhorns.
Well, Jalen Ford, just such a good player. Watch him diagnose this downhill immediately. Nowhere for Robbins to go. Another play right at the line of scrimmage. Tackle for loss for this Texas defense. Second TFL already in the second series.
And for Ford, that's 8.5 on the year. He had 2.5 last week against Houston. All-America a year ago. Slovis in trouble, and down he goes in the backfield. T'Vondre Sweat gobbles him up. Back-to-back negative plays. That one a loss of 3 or 4.
Well, that's going to be a problem all throughout the day. T'Vondre Sweat, all 360-plus pounds of him, just dominant. Changing the line of scrimmage, and that's supposed to be a speed option. Slovis didn't even have time to pitch the football. This Texas front as good as they've had in a very, very long time. And really, from the defensive tackle standpoint, as good a duo with Murphy and Sweat as you'll see in college football.
There we go, 3rd and long again. -6 yards for BYU. Through almost 2 full series. Slovis arm hit, dumps the pass off to Parker Kingston. And positive yardage, but well short of the line to gain. So it's going to be 4th down and about 7.
This is going to be something BYU is going to have to remedy. Getting themselves in 3rd and manageable situations. We were talking with Aaron Roderick, and it's really been the downfall of this offense all season. Both of these opening possessions, they're getting behind the chains. It's going to be tough for them to convert on 3rd down if they're backed up top.
Well, yeah, no question, Dusty. And they've been such a strong outside stretch zone team over the years, and they don't even resemble themselves in that regard. Right now, Texas owning the left side of that BYU offensive line.
So do they try to kick it somewhere else here with Worthy? Do they just try to kick it out of bounds? It's a line drive right at him. He's waiting for it. He's got it on the 20. And much better coverage by BYU, but still a return of about 15 yards. That was a 50-yard punt, but a line drive. 7-0 Worthy.
College football is presented by Tums. Tackle game day heartburn fast and love food back. Use as directed.
Well, you think about Steve Young and Ty Detmer, Jim McMahon, Steve Sarkisian still on the list of great quarterbacks in BYU history. Back in '96, he led the country in pass efficiency, led BYU to a 14-win season. First team ever to win 14 games. Offensive MVP of the Cotton Bowl, Offensive Player of the Year of the WAC. Sark graduated from BYU in 1997. Texas going to run the ball here. Jonathan Brooks on 1st down. Busts it to the outside. And up to about the 40-yard line. Now, Sark is still very much a fan of BYU football. In fact, he talks often with current BYU coach Kalani Sitake. They're very good friends. Sitake hosted Sark on his recruiting visit. And then Sitake went on his Mormon mission, so they actually didn't play together. But they're very close. As Murphy's in trouble here, gets rid of it. His arm is hit. He fights that one. And it's still caught by Jatavion Sanders, despite getting belted at the 40-yard line by Ethan Slade.
Well, how about the concentration here by Jatavion Sanders? When Murphy under pressure, he gets in as he throws this football. And Jatavion Sanders takes a shot from Slade. Nice job holding on to that football, completing the catch.
That was Tyler Batty with the hit. Murphy double clutching of the pass, incomplete, intended for Worthy. And Camden Garrett in coverage that time. Now Sanders, 17 years now in the season. It's interesting, we were kind of watching that Maalik Murphy's bigger than Ja'Tavion Sanders, and Sanders is a tight end, Murphy's a quarterback.
Ja'Tavion Sanders, one of the best tight ends in all of college football. He got hurt in the Kansas game. He was not right against Oklahoma, and they had the bye week, and he was more like himself last week against Houston, and he's almost back to 100%, but one of the key mismatches that Steve Sarkisian loves to utilize in this offense.
On 2nd down and 10, Murphy to throw again. In trouble, and just throws it right to a BYU defender, picked off at the 40-yard line by Wakely. Inside the 30, Wakely chased down by Brooks to the 10-yard line. I don't know if Murphy ever saw Crew Wakely because he tossed it right to him. There is a penalty marker down on the play. And Jonathan Brooks shaken up as well for Texas after the tackle.
During the return, illegal blindside block, number 31, defense. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, BYU.
When Jay Hill told us he's going to dial up some pressures, and he brings A.J. Vongpachon off the edge, and 38's going to bail out. As you're going to see, Wakely bails out into coverage, and that's a big mistake by Maalik Murphy. He gets pressured. He just throws the football carelessly. Wakely right there with a gift in his hands. And we talked with the defensive coordinator, Jay Hill. You're going to see a lot of different pressures throughout the course of the day, trying to do exactly that. Get Maalik Murphy uncomfortable, get him to give some gifts and throw the football to the other team, and that's who BYU's been all year. The 12th interception on the season for this Cougars defense, Tom.
Yeah, and some miscommunication there prior to the snap. If you notice, Maalik Murphy was trying to get the attention of Xavier, and the ball was snapped suddenly, so a wreck from the beginning of that play before the snap even began.
You talked about 12 interceptions too, Dusty. 16 takeaways in all. BYU plus 10. That's how they're 5-2. 2-2 in conference play, winning the turnover battle. But because of the block in the back, it negates a long return, and now they run the ball with Aiden Robbins. And until last week, as Robbins gets about 6, BYU really has struggled running the football. But Robbins last week had 49 yards on 16 attempts. L.J. Martin is banged up, had a 55-yard run, but got hurt in that game. We're going to see a lot of Robbins, who himself was banged up early in the season, but they feel really good about the 6'3", 240-pound transfer from UNLV. Here's a completion. Check that. Marion on the pitch. Down to the 40, gets a first down.
Want to attack these edges, the perimeter, the inside of this Texas defense so stout. Nice job moving the chains, and back to Aiden Robbins. It's going to be a real key here today. BYU's going to come in here and establish himself offensively. It's going to be on the back of Aiden Robbins, and you touched on his size at 6'3", 240. He's the load at 1,000 yards from UNLV a season ago, and they saw in the second half when they closed out that game against Tech of what they thought they were getting from this big running back.
Texas stacking the box. Slow is going to throw, and that's picked off at the 35. Intercepted by Gavin Holmes, bringing it back inside the 30. Terrence Brooks checked that with the interception, and the long run back for Texas.
Well, Shadai Barrett, when you need a play, it's Shadai Barrett off the edge. Watch him elevate and get his hand on this football that creates interception from Brooks right off the edge. He's going to come in, he's going to get his hands up, jump up, and just get one hand on the football. It deflects it just enough right into the hands of Terrence Brooks. And what more can you ask for from this Texas defense after Maalik Murphy makes an early mistake? A big play by Shadai Barrett and Terrence Brooks to get the football back, and in prime real estate for this Texas offense.
Brooks got a standing ovation from the team last week, not because he had an interception or anything, but there was a situation where a player for Houston committed a personal foul against him, and Brooks didn't retaliate, something that Brooks had been guilty of in the past, but he made a team play, not retaliating, and he got a standing ovation in team meetings on Sunday. Murphy to Worthy, high pass, but pulled in, and Worthy down to about the 22-yard line, so gain of 4 or 5 on first down.
Xavier Worthy, man, he is such a weapon. Just get the football in his hands. He's become a better route runner. We know about the speed. You obviously seen that he's got 10,500-meter speed all the way back to high school, but he's improved on his route running, excellent with the ball after the catch, and they move him Sark was at Bama. The way he used Devontae Smith, that's similar to the way he uses Xavier Worthy in this offense.
Got Gunnar Helm lined up in the backfield. You see him now motioning tight end. And it's Brooks inside the 20, inside the 15 for a first down for Jonathan Brooks, who's on pace to match what Bijan Robinson did last year, rushing for 1,580 yards. And Brooks didn't make his first career start this year until week 3.
Since the fourth quarter of Alabama, Jonathan Brooks has taken over at the running back spot. He waited his turn behind Bijan, behind Roschon, flashed when he needed to, and man, he has just been sensational. 1 yard away a week ago from making 5 straight 100-yard games. He's a real key piece to this Texas offense.
Fourth in the country in rushing yards per game. He'll get a touch here off the left side. Cuts it back into a wall of Cougar defenders, led by Vaughn Pachon. Gain of 3 or 4 for Jonathan Brooks, sophomore from Texas, who's becoming more and more of a leader with the touches. He said that he's growing more confident, feels that he can lead. In fact, in meetings, he's in charge now of making sure everybody cleans up after themselves. They're not leaving trash on the floor. And when you're productive and you're one of the best players on the field, guys will follow.
Fun to watch his growth and maturation, Dave, on and listen to his staff off the field as well.
On 2nd and 7, it's going to be Baxter running the ball. Thought there was a whistle for a penalty marker. Heard a whistle, but a couple guys stopped too on defense. But the play counts. 3rd down.
You saw the speed there of C.J. Baxter. Nice job stringing that out by the BYU defense. If they can hold Texas here to a field goal, it would be a huge win after the interception.
C.J. Baxter's going to be a great player, guys. He's just a freshman now, but that 1-2 punch between him and Brooks is going to be really good.
He started the first 2 games of the year. Then Brooks took over. Got a timeout. 3rd and 4 when we come back. Stop on the F1 schedule, Mexico City Grand Prix tomorrow, 4 Eastern on ABC, with additional coverage, ESPN Plus, ESPN Deportes. Quinn Ewers banged up in the game last week, right shoulder injury, missed 3 games last year with a shoulder, out today. Sark told us he's week to week, but he's got his headset on. Coaches say that he's been great in the meeting rooms this week, encouraging Maalik Murphy as Murphy makes his first career start. And on 3rd down, going to throw underneath, and it's caught for a first down by Brooks out of the backfield. Brooks had 8 catches a week ago, and he gets the first down at the 4.
Nice, confident throw into the flats. A good catch by Jonathan Brooks. Coverage is sitting back. A little zone coverage there by BYU. Really good choice there by Maalik Murphy to dump it down to his running back and get it inside the 5.
How about the confidence from Steve Sarkisian coming off of that awful interception? He's turned around and said, hey, kid, let's go. Let's throw it.
They trust this guy a lot, Tom. There's no doubt about that.
See what they do here on 1st and goal for the 4. Gonna run Brooks. Brooks lunges and is in for the touchdown. Jonathan Brooks, his 7th rushing touchdown of the season. And then Brooks pointing to a tattoo on his arm to honor his late father, passed away March of last year.
But boy, it's excellent movement off the right side. Christian Jones. They got Malik Agbo in as well, and DJ Campbell. They cleared out. And how about the effort, the toughness for Jonathan Brooks to fight, scratch, claw, and get into the end zone.
His father, Skip, suffered kidney failure at age 49, March 28, 2022. So it's tattooed on the arm of Jonathan Brooks in Roman numerals. He was really close with his dad.
They just had an amazing relationship, as you touched on, Dave. They're super close, meant so much to him. And when he's out there playing and he finds the end zone, it's about more than just him and his team. As he looks up to his father and holds up the heart sign. Boy, that'll tug at the heartstrings, to say the least. What a special player and a special moment every time he gets into the end zone.
And that makes it 14-0 Texas. They were in a tight game with Houston last week. And obviously obviously 2 weeks ago lost to Oklahoma. 6-1, 3-1 in league play. The last time they were 4-1 in the Big 12 to start them was 2018. Will Stone will kick it deep. He may have saved the touchdown, Stone, on the kickoff after the Worthy punt return for a score, because there was a great return by Marion, who's getting another crack at it here. He hugged the sideline, didn't step out, but no running room here. 10-2 at the 12 as we go to Kevin in the studio.
They want to remind our audience, interesting matchup. WBC heavyweight champ Tyson Fury returning to the ring, taking on former UFC champ Francis Ngannou. There he is, getting ready for his first professional boxing fight. That match on ESPN pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia. And Oklahoma in their own little heavyweight battle. Dylan Gabriel going in for the score. They do not get the two-point conversion. Right now, Sooners only up by 1 against Kansas. Under 6 minutes to go. Back to you.
Kev, that was an interception inside the Kansas 15 that put Oklahoma in position to score. Look at the BYU offense so far. 6 of the 9 plays for 0 or negative yards, and then you had the pick by Slovis, the 5th he's thrown this year. First down from the 13. Slovis with time, taking a shot. Jump ball, and the catch is made by Darius Lassiter in Texas territory at the 49 for a 44-yard gain.
Well, the concentration to keep the foot in was excellent. Does he complete the process of the catch through the ground? This ball is moving, bobbling. It's going to be incomplete. I think they're going to take a look at this, and they're going to wipe this off. It's a really good job by Lassiter to get the foot in. But how about the job by Brooks to fight through after the catch?
That plays under further review.
And force that ball to ever so slightly jostle. I think they're going to overturn this. It's going to be incomplete.
There's an injured Texas player. It looks like it's Brooks. Darius Lassiter, who is the son of the late Kwame Lassiter, longtime NFL safety. Brother Kwame II is currently a member of the Cincinnati Bengals. And I agree there. You see it come out. Looks like it moves after it hits the ground as well.
My apologies. That's Gavin Holmes in coverage at 9. Looked like an 8 initially, but really nice job. As he sees those hands come up in that ball, he gets in there, and he creates just enough contact and disruption for Lassiter not to be able to complete the process of that catch. That's very well done by Gavin Holmes.
Just want to make sure on the Texas number 2 on the injured player.
Did not maintain control of the ball. It's an incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 14-yard line for BYU.
It actually was Ryan Watts that was shaken up, number 6. He's been hurt, didn't play the last 2 games, starter at corner. But call reversed, and so they'll move it back inside the 15-yard line.
See a little aggressiveness there, Tom, from Keaton Slovis and Aaron Roderick, the offensive coordinator. They had good protection, and they took their shot down the field.
Yeah, and listen, they gotta do something to change the rhythm of this thing so they don't find themselves in 3rd and 11, 3rd and 14. They were able to get ahead of the change prior to that interception on the previous drive. But man, that was a killer to not get that thing completed along the sideline.
It's a team that has a win over Arkansas, Texas Tech, but they've also been blown out by TCU. Lost to Kansas as well. Here's Robbins, long run that time, trying to get the perimeter against this Texas defense is awfully tough. Maurice Blackwell with the hit. Another negative play, loss of a yard.
It's big. Blackwell's back now. He's healthy. He was banged up early on, coming out of camp, and he was a projected starter. Great special teams player. And you can see there, good job setting that edge, creating a negative play. And here we are once again, BYU backed up. 3rd and 12. They cannot continue to live in this 3rd and super long. It's going to be a long day for this Cougars offense.
Let's see if Pete Kwiatkowski, the defensive coordinator, brings pressure. Rush 4, Slovis from the pocket, lobs one deep downfield and thrown out of bounds. Intended for Parker Kingston. Barrett in coverage, it's 4th down, and BYU will punt again.
Rashade Barrett just always in the right place. And talking with his staff, talking about his film study habits. There's not a higher football IQ on this Texas defense and probably on this Texas team. But we had a chance to sit with him yesterday. How about the personality of this guy? He's going to wind up doing whatever he wants. He's got an unbelievable smile. Just very charismatic, and you watch him on the field, man, there's a lot to like about Jahdae Barron, especially the way he's playing right now.
Got an injured Texas defender. It's Blackwell who made the tackle on second down. Well, tonight, Coach Prime in Colorado taking on UCLA. That's on ABC with kickoff at 7:30 Eastern Time. It's also on the ESPN app. After a hot start, Colorado has struggled the last month. UCLA ranked 23rd this week. So Ryan Rico will punt from his end zone. And Xavier Worthy, who has a punt return for a touchdown, is waiting for it in midfield. They kicked it to him last time. This one goes off the side of the foot of Sanborn. It lands deep in the BYU bench. We'll see where it crossed the sideline. The official still walking. He's going to stop at the 40, so a 27-yard punt. So let's listen in on some Texas players talking about their teammate Maalik Murphy making his first start and what they think of him.
I think Maalik has all the self-belief in himself. He's very confident in his arm.
He's a very strong-arm quarterback. He can get the ball in any spot that he wants to be in.
He can hurt you from anywhere on the field or make any throw on the field. I'm just excited for him to go showcase that with his confidence level that he has.
Murphy 5 for 9 on the day with an interception. He had thrown 8 passes all year prior to today. They started plus territory, and here's a forward pitch. So that's a pass to Worthy, and he fumbles the ball. Worthy got it back, though. It somehow pinballed back to him, and he actually ended up gaining a yard or two on the play.
This is well defensed by BYU. Eddie Heckard sets that edge, and he puts the shoulder right on the football. This thing squirts out. Bam! Nice job by Xavier Worthy to locate that ball and jump on top of it.
What are the chances of that?
Man, holy smokes. Pretty good awareness there by Xavier Worthy after taking a shot, man. That's impressive.
But they end up gaining a yard, and on second down and 9, Murphy, boy, they've got tipped there. He hits Keelan Robinson, who ends up getting close to a first down. Valpichon may have had a chance to either intercept that or get her finger on it. Somehow got to Keelan Robinson. He's short of the line to gain, though, so Texas going right up to the ball here. On third down and inches.
All-star Christian Jones moved early.
Right tackle.
False start, number 70, offense. 5-yard penalty, third down.
So other Dusty than the interception, what have you thought of Maalik Murphy so far here in the first quarter?
He's been very confident with the football, and Steve Sarkisian not afraid to let him throw it down the field. You know, a layered throw earlier when he was under pressure to Jatavion Sanders, fit it over a defender, making a big play down the field. I mean, I think he's been okay, but man, when he gets pressured, he's got to be okay with taking a sack and not putting the ball in harm's way like we saw in the second series.
See what he does here on third down and 6. They're just going to run it to Baxter. And Baxter puts his head down and gets the first down, driving through a defender. Eddie Heckard, the corner.
Nice job. Inside zone. Really good block. But left guard, DJ Campbell, helps open up that hole. And Tom touched on earlier, C.J. Baxter. He's one of the most talented running backs coming out of high school a season ago. He's got great size, burst, and physicality. Nice run for the first down.
Meanwhile, Murphy sends the pick, 4 for his last 4 passing. And a fresh set of downs now inside the 30. The run Baxter again. And Baxter breaks a tackle, spinning away from one defender, and then finally brought down to the 26-yard line by Robinson and Mangelson. Missed tackle by Taggart. Pick up of 2. And so Baxter will lead the game, and Jonathan Brooks checks back in. 30 seconds here in the opening quarter. Texas up 14-0. Brooks a rushing touchdown, Worthy a punt return for a score. Second down and 8. Keep it on the ground here with Brooks. Finds some running room inside the 20. And down near the 10 before the tackle is made by Robinson. Be first and 10 on the 11.
This Texas offensive line, they are big, they are physical, starting to lead on this BYU front.
This is the end of the first quarter.
All Texas Texas through one quarter. Back after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Well, Coach, down 14 here. How do you get yourself ahead of the chains on those early downs to give you manageable third downs?
It's a long game, you know. Obviously, there's some deficiencies and some issues that we need to make better on offense. Punt team's struggling right now, but you know, we just got to keep battling. And I think we focus on the fundamentals and things done, we should be okay.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank you.
All right, Tom, you're 8 for Kalani Sitake, hoping his defense can come up with a stop. Texas up 14-0. And a first down, a goal from the 10. As Murphy's hit, the ball is on the ground, and it's recovered by BYU. Isaiah Banya hacked it out and recovered it as well. Huge play for Sitake and company.
That's exactly what Kalani Sitake was hoping he'd see from his defense. To come up with a big play and a second takeaway already. Just working off the edge here on Christian Jones. He's going to get the pressure, and he's going to get the ball loose. Actually, wasn't working on Christian Jones. Jonathan Brooks doesn't get over, doesn't get the help that he needs. That ball's loose. And how about while Banya's on the ground, to have the wherewithal to grab that ball and bring it in. Huge play by Isaiah Banya in this BYU defense.
But can BYU do anything on offense? It was an awful opening quarter for the Cougars offensively with 12 total yards. They're trying to run it here with Robbins, and he gets mauled at the line of scrimmage. Devondre Sweat in there first. No gain.
Devondre Sweat, gosh, for a guy that's as big as he is so athletic, so mobile. Just working down the line of scrimmage, you can't move the guy. Making plays already here in this ballgame. By far the best season he's had as a Texas Longhorn.
Well, you made the point the first time we had Texas in a game at Baylor a few weeks ago that front seven looks like an Alabama front seven, a true SEC front. And they're a big problem again today against this BYU undermanned offense. As Slovis delivers a strike to Chase Roberts, come up just short of the line to gain of 8, tackled by Crawford. Big third down and 2 here. Finally in third and short. They've been in third and 10 plus for most of the day.
Averaging third and 12 on the day. They can live in third and 3, third and 2 like they have here. They give themselves a chance to succeed. Nice job there by Keaton Slovis. They brought pressure, and Jed Bush came off the edge clean. Slovis took a shot when he delivered that pass. Nice job standing in there and locating Chase Roberts.
Yeah, you throw into the blitz. He knew where he was vulnerable, got the ball out.
Third and a long 2. Give to Robbins. Got to be close. Appears to be just short. Alfred Collins in there defensively. If you're BYU, you got to go, right?
You got to go for it. And look, Kalani Sitake told us they're coming in aggressive. That's who he is. At his core, you've got to be willing to roll the dice and try to pick up this first down.
Again, they got a running back at 240 pounds. They got 5 300-pounders up front. The analytics say to go. BYU's going to call a timeout.
Timeout. BYU. This is their first of the half. Timeout on the field.
The College Football Playoff Semifinals and the College Football Playoff National Championship on ESPN.
Kalani Sitake going for it here on 4th down and a yard. They've had 9 negative plays in this game, but 2 takeaways, including 1 inside the 15-yard line. But so far nothing to show for it. And on 4th down, they do pick it up with Aiden Robbins. Able to get a little movement up front there. A hole for Robbins to run through. And it's a fresh set of downs.
An important first down there for BYU. Obviously, you give Texas a short field, but they need some kind of confidence to start offensively. It's been slow moving here early for this BYU offense.
Look at that. Yards per play. 1.5 yards for BYU so far in this game. Keaton Slovis, one-time USC Trojan, one-time Pitt Panther. Hands it off in another negative play, and it's Sweat again. Wrapping up the running back Robbins for a loss of 2. That is 10 plays in the backfield for Texas defensively.
Boy, T'Vondre Sweat is having a ball game. Watch him get upfield, and also a really good job just setting the edge on the outside by Justice Finkley. Both guys working together. Finkley knocks that up, nowhere to go, and then the penetration by Sweat. Another negative play for this Texas defensive front.
Finkley getting playing time because of the injury to Ethan Burke. Sweat has really stepped up this season. 6'4", 360-pound defensive lineman. Play fake for Slovis. Try to set up a screen to the far side to the receiver Roberts. And he gets belted by Anthony Hill Jr. But it's a good pickup of about 9, so 3rd and manageable. 3rd and about 4 here for the Cougars.
I like the play call from Aaron Roderick. You know, this is a very impressive Texas defense. They call the screen. They set it up well. Now 3rd and manageable situation for Keaton Slovis in this offense. Chase Roberts, best receiver on this BYU team, up top into the boundary, isolated.
0 for 4 on 3rd down. 3rd and 4 for BYU. Slovis to throw. Fires complete for a 1st down. Darius Lassiter into Texas territory to the 47-yard line. Got an injured Texas player. It's Maalik Muhammad who's in there for Ryan Watts, who got banged up earlier.
Getting thin at corner.
Yes, they are, Tom.
Today, Barron might have to move over. He can play all 5 positions.
Yeah, he can't. Ryan Watts already been banged up. We'll see how Maalik Muhammad's doing when we get back.
ABC College Football, presented by Tom's, is brought to you by Chick-fil-A. The new Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich has arrived at Chick-fil-A. Enjoy it for a limited time.
University of Texas Athletics Hall of Fame. All of Texas national championship teams are on display. 392 trophies. The last football national title for Texas was back in 2005. And there's a look at the CFP National Championship Trophy presented by Dr. Pepper. Texas hasn't won a Big 12 title since 2009. And the crowd erupts here in Austin because they've got the Oklahoma game on the Jumbotron. And Oklahoma just lost to Kansas. And now everybody in league play has at least one loss. The one loss for Texas, of course, was against OU 2 weeks ago. Slovis to throw. Going to get drilled. And the ball is underthrown and incomplete. Going for Parker Kingston.
Boy, Keaton Slovis takes an absolute shot when he delivers this football. Jalen Ford coming on a delayed blitz, puts him to the turf. Nice job getting that pressure, and you touched on it. What a win for Lance Leipold, for Kansas, taking down Oklahoma. Knew that was going to be a tough game today, and all of a sudden this Big 12 race, man, it is wide open. Huge win for the Kansas Jayhawks.
2nd and 10 for BYU. Slovis to throw again. Little hitch. Now goes to the sideline. Marion down to about the 41-yard line for about 6. So you got Oklahoma at 4-1. Coming into today, Kansas State, big win today, so the Wildcats are 4-1. Texas, Oklahoma State, Iowa State all 3-1. Kansas now 3-2. Top 2 teams make it to the Big 12 championship
This
game.
is going to be a fun race to Arlington. Man, and Kansas State is coming to Austin next week. They're playing as well as anybody right now. They're absolutely rolling since that loss in Stillwater several weeks back on a Friday night. Knew it was going to be a competitive league coming into the season, and it's been just that. And Steve Sarkisian taking a timeout, wanting to look at this 3rd down.
And even though it's 14-0, you got to wonder if BYU's in 4-down territory at the Texas 42. 3rd down when we come back.
Logan and Kevin back in studio. Time now for our All-State Good Hands play of the day. And there it is. Devin Neal going in for the score with under a minute to go. So Kansas takes the lead against Oklahoma. Dylan Gabriel's final chance.
Yeah, one last Hail Mary, Kev, and Rock Chalk Jayhawk. They outplayed Oklahoma all day. Good win for landslide poll in Kansas.
Kansas' first win against Oklahoma since 1997. Back to you guys.
Be really interesting to see where Oklahoma is ranked when the first college football playoff rankings come out on Tuesday night after this loss, given they almost lost last week and almost lost 2 weeks ago. Chase Roberts will come up short of a first down, but have to think BYU will go for it on 4th down and 2 from the Texas 39-yard line.
Absolutely. I think there's no question. You got to think coming out of that timeout, Aaron Rodgers working with 2 downs to get this first down. Chase Roberts, a big body wide receiver, trying to fight to that first down. It's a good job making that tackle, stopping him short of the line to gain.
Bring in a fullback. Ray Paulo is 260 pounds. Got Taase in there as an extra tight end. 4th down and 2. And Slovis will throw, and it's pulled in for a first down inside the 30. Chase Roberts, who's been the go-to target here in the second quarter, picks up 12.
With so much cushion out there on the outside, I love this decision. Just going to be a simple slant. Look at that cushion out there by Brooks. He's giving him easy access and a free throw. Good decision there by Keaton Slovis.
How about some of these positive yards? I mean, they've changed it up here. They've been really good on first down, giving them a chance, and then Slovis, man, what a shot.
All of a sudden, that takeaway from the BYU defense, they gave BYU the football, and they've really churned out some clock here in this drive.
6 for his last 7, and a little option. The pitch to Deion Smith inside the 20 and inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal for the Colorado transfer named Deion, 19 yards.
For Kingsley Suamatia, he's going to have an excellent block out there on the perimeter. He hits Taff right in the chops and helps allow for the extra running by Deion Smith. I like that play design. They wanted to get on the edges. They wanted to get on the perimeter. The option game, and Deion Smith has that speed to be able to pick up extra yardage on those outside runs. Nice execution there by BYU.
Played 13 of the drive. Remember, Texas was going in to score 21-0. BYU forces a turnover. 2 4th down conversions on this drive, and now 1st and goal from the 10. Can they punch it in? Slovis to the air. Everybody covered. Slovis hit. And Slovis sacked back at the 15-yard line. And Tavondre Sweat in there. Barron Sorrell for the Longhorns.
You see Barron Sorrell, really it's just a coverage sack, though. Keaton Slovis holding on this for a long time. It's going to be a little power rush inside. Looked like he had Isaac Rex right there in the middle of the field, unable to identify, locate him, and it's Barron Sorrell getting him to the ground. Ooh, might have got away with a little face mask there at the end of that.
That's what Kalani Sitake is telling the officials, giving him an earful, and you're right, he missed Isaac Rex. I just don't think you could see him.
He was just sitting right there over the middle of the ball, Tom.
The 11th negative play offensively for BYU. On 2nd and goal, Slovis with a pump fake from the pocket, and that pass might have been deflected. Huge hit. It was still caught by Deion Smith, getting back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe an extra yard. Barron and Hill met at the receiver on defense for Texas.
This ball floated forever. Whoa, in the air. I think his arm might have gotten hit right as he throws the football. Concentration by Smith to be able to bring that in with 1 and secure the catch.
That was dangerous.
Yeah, it was.
Play 15 of the drive, 3rd and goal from the 9. We've seen him go for it twice on 4th down, so it'll be interesting the play call on 3rd down. You come this far, if nothing else, you think you want to get out of here with something. Let's see what they draw up here on 3rd down and goal. Slovis going to throw again. Moving out of the pocket. And Slovis going to run inside the pocket. Upended, somersaults down to the 2. Barron with the hit. Now it's 4th and goal from the 2. Will Sitake go for it again?
Well, King Slovis isn't known as a runner, but there's nothing down the field. He lowers the shoulder, gets upended as he's fighting for yards for BYU. This Cougar team showing a lot of fight here on this drive. They've converted on 2 4th downs, and best believe they're going to try to make it 3.
Well, you mentioned Slovis, not a great athlete, but they just got him on the perimeter on 3rd down. Do they do it on 4th down here?
That's not really his game, and BYU don't want to talk about this one. As they call it a timeout.
Or do you just pounded. We saw that on a 4th down conversion earlier. They brought the heavy package in and ran it up the middle. ESPN's Afternoon College Football on ABC is presented by Tums. 4th down and goal for BYU. They've had the ball for 9.5 minutes after the second turnover of the game by Texas starting quarterback Maalik Murphy. They've converted on 4th down twice on this drive. It's 4th and goal on the Texas 2.
This is interesting. No Isaac Rex in the game. Their best target at tight end. No Chase Roberts in the game. Their best target at wide receiver. They do have 5 Lasser down below, but they're in a more heavy run type of package here on this crucial 4th down.
And Kalani Sitake going to call a timeout. He realizes how important this is. Maybe wanted to get a look at the defense. Maybe change the call here. I mean, you score a touchdown, you're back in the game. You don't. If Quinn Ewers is in, you're saying, okay, Texas will be able to move it out of the 2. It's not a big deal for the Longhorns to be backed up. But with the way Murphy's played, with the 2 turnovers.
Guys, I don't think you can call it. Can you call 2 timeouts back to back? What they're
no, that's what Sark was complaining about. Yeah, he was not happy at all.
They gave it to him. 1 left for BYU, 1 left for Texas. Just outside 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Texas was again going in to score to take a 3-touchdown lead, but Murphy didn't protect the ball, fumbled it. BYU has driven down the field. 15 plays, 69 yards, 9 minutes, and 52 seconds. So now they recognized the back-to-back timeouts.
And now they're going to kick the field goal. That's a mistake by Kalani Sitake and his staff.
Yeah, it is.
Good recognition there by Steve Sarkisian.
So a field goal try here for Will Farron, who is 6 of 8 on the season. This will be just a 24-yard attempt. Try to get something out of this near 10-minute drive. That's good, and BYU is on the board. Tonight, Colorado and UCLA will meet on ABC, 7:30 Eastern, also on the ESPN app. And then Tuesday, 7 Eastern on ESPN, we'll have the exclusive reveal of the first college football playoff top 25 rankings of the season.
I'm intrigued to see how Colorado responds after that just debacle of a second half against Stanford. They have a 29-0 lead going into halftime. They blow that, and Stanford comes back and beats them. They've had a week off. Does Coach Prime have the Buffaloes ready to roll? That's a good UCLA defense they're going to be going against. And the Colorado defense has been very suspect for these last several games. Should be a good one tonight on ABC. How about the college football playoff rankings? Halloween special? Wonder if the guys up in studio will be dressed up for Halloween. What do you think?
There were some announcers dressed up today.
I saw that.
This will be a touchback. We'll come out to the 25. Let's go to Kevin in the studio.
Dave, we are dressed up as an anchor man and a host, as well as an analyst. Booger McFarland, Kevin Nagandi here, a Capital One halftime report minutes away. How about Kansas and what we saw from Oklahoma? Disappointing for the Sooners.
Well, they outplayed Oklahoma at the line of scrimmage. They controlled the game, the physicality. What about Bean? Jason Bean making those plays run up and down the field. And when you thought Dylan Gabriel may save Oklahoma, he couldn't.
Yeah, Lance Leipold, a phenomenal victory there for, of course, Kansas getting that victory and stunning Oklahoma. Highlights coming your way, plus reaction. Georgia in action as well during this 3:30 window. And Oregon all over Utah. We'll see you at the half.
I want to see a dose of Jonathan Brooks here.
And here it is on first down. And Brooks past the 30, stiff arming. Grabbed at the 32, but falls forward an additional couple yards out to the 34. Now Brooks on the year, coming into today anyway, 825 yards. He's added 42 today on 6 carries.
He's averaging 7 yards a pop. I mean, let this offensive line go to work and feed your bell cow running back.
wrestle to the ground. Looks to be short by a half yard. Tackle made by Acera.
See, that Texas offense is over there doing team stretch. It's been so long since they've been on the field.
You're exactly right. BYU's had the ball this entire second quarter.
Brooks again. Waits, darts forward, and gets a first down. You wonder, too, after the turnovers by Maalik Murphy of Sark. Maybe this was part of the plan all along to feed Jonathan Brooks, but you wonder if that had something to do with this as well.
I think without question. I love the patience. How about him just wait, stop, allow those blocks to set up and move forward and get the first down.
Fourth straight touch for Brooks. And rips through the arm tackle of Max Tooley out to the 40. There's 4 more yards for Brooks.
Oh, and he's coming off the field. Looks like he's kind of shaken up. Right arm looks a little gimpy.
He got dinged earlier in the game, too. So C.J. Baxter will come in. 2nd down and 6. Texas 1 timeout left, nearing 3 minutes to go. Maalik Murphy, redshirt freshman quarterback, making his first collegiate start, replacing the injured Quinn Ewers, who's week to week. Going to throw it here to Worthy out of space. Worthy breaks free. And then finally, ankle tackled at the 46. Already busted one on a punt return. He almost got loose there for more than the 14 yards he picked up.
Worthy has been an X-factor here so far, working back inside. Love the spin move and the burst in the open field. Man, he is electric with the football in his hands.
Murphy, long throw to Worthy again. And traveled upstairs and got grabbed by Robinson and thrown out of bounds at the 39.
Be careful. If you're Xavier Worthy, he tries to go up over the top of Jacob Robinson.
Leave your feet, get hurt.
So a gain of 7, though. They're inside the BYU 40, approaching 2 minutes remaining here in the first half. Keep it on the ground with Baxter. Baxter almost busted that one as well. Just tripped up enough to go down to the 31. And that play ended outside of 2 minutes, so if you're inside 2 minutes, the clock stops on a first down, but that play ended outside 2, so it's running. That's part of the new rules this year. So that cost Texas about 15 seconds. Baxter tackled in bounds. Clock is going to move here. Play made by Banya. We'll see how Maalik Murphy handles this. You think about it, he didn't start a lot in high school. He was really just a one-year starter his last year. He got his team to the state championship game in California and then broke his ankle. And that actually was one of the reasons why he didn't play last year. He redshirted last season, only threw 8 passes this year coming into today. Gonna throw it here, and it's behind the receiver, Worthy, and incomplete.
I think that ball got deflected off the line. Looked like Mangelson coming in, got his hand up. Why that ball, you'll notice the trajectory on this football. Mangelson comes in, gets his left hand up. That pass back behind Xavier Worthy. Nice job by Mangelson coming in off the edge unscathed and getting a hand on the football.
Jonathan Brooks back on the field for Texas. 3rd down and 8. The Longhorns 3 of 4 on 3rd down today.
Xavier Worthy here in the slot.
Throws a deep ball into the end zone. He's got Mitchell, and it's caught. Adonai Mitchell with the Texas touchdown. And Maalik Murphy's first touchdown pass. What a confidence builder for Maalik Murphy after the turnovers, making a big play.
With a route here by Adonai Mitchell. Outstanding. A lot of air underneath that football. Nice job by Adonai Mitchell locating the ball and bringing it in. And that's a confidence-building type of drive before going to half for Maalik Murphy.
Texas stops BYU inside the 10, holds the Cougars to 3, and then in 4 minutes they march down the field, ending in the Murphy touchdown pass to Mitchell.
With the safety, Raider to Mooney. Watch this. Are you going to see this route? He's going to bite on it. He's going to bite on the post, freezes him. And Adonai Mitchell going to be wide open. Excellent job with the route. Freezing the safety. Good identification by Maalik Murphy. With a lot of air underneath that football as Adonai Mitchell adjusts to the ball in the air and gets a big touchdown grab.
Think about all the big plays Adonai Mitchell has made over the course of his career. Mostly at Georgia, although he's got six touchdown passes caught this year. A couple national title appearances for Mitchell, and he had big plays in those games. One of the players that Sark wanted to bring in as he continues to build his culture. He called the win last week a culture win based on the veterans that he has on this team. And Mitchell being one of those key guys. Marion on the kick return, won't make it to the 20.
I love what Sark said Adonai Mitchell had to say. Referenced last year, the Georgia win at Missouri. And now, in a championship season, you're going to be tested. You're going to be a gut check. And you're going to have to just find a way to win. This Texas team, and to your point, Dave, there's a real culture in place here right now. They're winning in different ways, and guys like Adonai Mitchell are a key reason why.
I feel like there's so much more accountability on this team than there's been in years past, Dusty.
Yeah, I'm completely with you. Just talking to these players, they feel it. Talking with Jalen Ford yesterday, Christian Jones, Shadé Barron, they've been around for a while. And this team, year 3, they are connected. They're all bought in.
Another penalty flag on BYU. Movement by the Cougars.
Prior to the snap, false start, 0 offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's on Cody Epps. And you wonder at this point, I know Kalani Sitake said, hey, you know, we're going to be aggressive. But at this point, 49 seconds left in the half. You just get conservative here and run it out and go to the locker room and talk it over.
You try to run the football, be smart. If you could pop a big run, then I think maybe you step on it. But last thing you want is something disastrous to happen in these final 51 seconds.
It really could be a lot worse than 21-3.
Correct.
And now you're backed up on your 10. Slovis has 1 interception already in this game.
Timeout, BYU. This is our final
BYU
timeout
takes
of the
its
half.
last timeout of the
30 seconds
half.
in length.
And now a quick word from Cheez-It.
I'm RG3Z. See you next time. Hey, who changed my name to RG3Z?
Me? It's a great combo. Like college football and Cheez-It. You like?
You better believe it.
And how will college football fans feel?
They're gonna be feeling the Cheez-It.
Yes! Woo!
Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak here in the booth. Tom Luganville down on the field. We've seen Maalik Murphy show one of the great traits that quarterbacks have, being able to forget when you make a bad play. After the interception, went 7 of 8, touchdown. And then after the last fumble, after BYU marched down the field, got a field goal, he drives him down for a touchdown.
How do you handle adversity, right? That's a key for any quarterback, really for any football player in a team. And he showed today to be able to handle this adversity very well. It also helps, he's got great players around him. Prior to that pass, Adonai Mitchell, a lot of running the football, some quick screens, and then he pays it off with a big touchdown pass.
They will just run it here to Robbins. Texas does have a timeout left. We'll see if Sark uses it. BYU will have to snap it one more time.
This Texas defense so far here today, fellas, they have been outstanding. 85 total yards for this BYU offense. Well, they put that drive together that ate up a lot of that second quarter, but for the most part, this game's been dominated by the Longhorns D.
Robbins. And got a first down, so that will stop the clock to reset the chains. 13 seconds left.
He's a big physical runner. When he gets downhill, he is tough to tackle.
Well, now you got up to the 25. Do you try to throw it to the sideline, maybe? Try to get a big play here, although the clock is winding on the ready for play. Slovis hip, and he finds Rex past the 40, and no time on the clock. That ends the half. So Texas leads it 21-3 after the break. Capital One halftime report with Kevin Agandi and Booger McFarland. First start messages and a word from our ABC station.
This halftime report is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Welcome back to ESPN's Afternoon College Football on ABC, presented by Tums. You're watching the Big 12 on ESPN. 7th ranked Texas leading BYU 21-3 as we get ready to start the second half. Quinn Ewers missing his first game of the season, injured his throwing shoulder last week. He is week to week. Don't know if he'll be back for the Kansas State game next weekend. Maalik Murphy, redshirt freshman, played the entire first half, making his first career start. BYU will get the ball to start the second half, and it will come out to the 25. Dave Pash, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganville down on the field. Mixed bag for Maalik Murphy's, probably fair. Obviously had the turnovers, 2 of them, but also had the touchdown pass.
Absolutely. Look at the turnovers. Against pressure, he had struggles. Again, there's some issue with motion. The snap came when he wasn't really ready, but it's okay to eat the football and not just throw it to the other team. That's a bad interception. Pressure once again off the edge, and he's trying to make a play. Ball comes out, but he does bounce back. And he could have thrown this a little bit quicker as there's a great route by Adonai Mitchell, but the touchdown gives confidence going into half. Be intrigued to see what this second half looks like for Maalik Murphy.
Slovis throwing on first down, in trouble, and throws a deep ball, incomplete, going for Chase Roberts with Ryan Watts, who was injured in the first half, in coverage. Let's check in with Tom.
Well, guys, talking to Sark coming out of the locker room, he referenced a lot of things you guys just said about Maalik Murphy's first half performance. He said he was frustrated by just not having the football for the vast majority of the second quarter. Wants to get back to running the football. He said his quarterback's got to settle down. When things aren't perfect, go ahead and throw it away, live to play the next down. He doesn't have to make every play.
At BYU, Tom had the ball for 10 minutes. On one single drive in the second quarter as Lassiter makes the catch, but is tackled after a short gain. Going to bring up third down and long. Terrence Brooks right there for the stop.
And it was a first half dominated by this Texas defense. They had 6 tackles for loss in that first half. I believe 12 plays go for 0 or negative yards for this Texas defense. And BYU offensively trying to do a better job on early downs. That long drive there in the second quarter, they did a better job being in third and manageable. And here they are in a 3rd and 6 situation to start the second half.
1 for 7 on third down today. Slovis dumping it off. No shot whatsoever. Maurice Blackwell read it and ends up making a tackle for a loss at the 26.
Well, how about the speed to the football and the recognition by Blackwell? He's going to see this, and he is out of your screen immediately as he diagnoses this little pass in the flats to Robbins. Excellent job putting your foot in the ground and getting to the football and getting that big 240-pound back on the ground. Nice play by Maurice Blackwell.
Dusty, I didn't like the play call. That gives you a chance.
No, completely with you, Tom. I mean, that's 3rd and 6, and you're throwing it behind the line of scrimmage.
Is that the play call, or is that the decision by the quarterback, though? Xavier Worthy is deep. He's got a punt return for a touchdown in this game. It'll let this one bounce at the 30. And it'll come to a stop at about the 23. 48-yard punt. Kick off your Sunday with NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern, ESPN. They'll have all the early breaking stories, injury updates, and previews of each game. At our Week 8 Monday Night Football matchup, the Lions looking to bounce back after getting beat badly last week to take on the Raiders. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, ABC, ESPN, ESPN Deportes.
Lions have been great this year, huh, Dave?
Until last week, but yeah, it's surprising to see what happened last week, given how good they've been this year, but still feel like one of the contenders in the NFC for sure.
Absolutely. The numbers there on Maalik Murphy. Again, we kind of talked about that mixed bag in the first half, and I would expect, like Sark told Tom, a heavy dose of the run game in the second half.
Makes things easier on Murphy, though he's going to throw here in first down, checking it down to Brooks out of the backfield. And Brooks, boy, fearless that time, just runs through 2 defenders, Wakely and Robinson. And so they'll mark him down at the 31. It's a gain of 8.
Just like the decision there by Maalik Murphy. Took a look down the field. He had Xavier Worthy on the corner route. It was well covered. Just throw your check down and allow Jonathan Brooks make some positive yardage in the open field.
Got to run Brooks here on 2nd and short. Knocked down at the 31, so got back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. 3rd down coming up. And it'll be interesting to see, too, depending on how the game goes. Sark tinkered with putting Arch Manning in at some point in this game in the first half to give him some live reps and a real situation rather than a blowout time. And it really, as Sark told us, had nothing to do with Maalik Murphy, and that has been communicated to Murphy, that Murphy is the starter. But they do want to see Manning at some point. We'll see if that happens here in the second half. 3rd and 2. And Murphy with a high percentage throw. It's incomplete, though, as Worthy couldn't make the catch. Had to go down to the turf and couldn't haul it in. Texas will punt.
What's good coverage here by Eddie Heckard. The Weber State transfer came with Jay Hill from Weber State. This man-to-man coverage right there in the hip pocket, making life difficult. That pass out in front. Xavier Worthy could have potentially made a diving catch, but really good job by Eddie Heckard. I'd say Xavier Worthy's a tough receiver to stay with in that short area. A nice job by BYU forcing an opening possession punt here in the second half.
Doing a little shifting here. Still going to punt, though, is Sanborn. And he absolutely smokes this ball. Fielded at the 5-yard line by Parker Kingston. And Kingston dives out past the 15. That was a 74-yard punt. Wow. Season long, student sections across the country are competing to be the Taco Bell Live My Student Section of the Year. Download the Taco Bell app to learn more. Another packed house here. DKR Texas Memorial Stadium on the 40 acres, where Texas coming off last drive stop against Houston a week ago to secure a victory. Moving to 6-1 on the season, and now with Oklahoma losing, a win for Texas would tie the Longhorns with Texas and Kansas State atop the Big 12 standings. Slovis back to throw, fires complete, out past the 30-yard line to Marion. And a rare first down for the Cougars, gain of 18.
There's a good throw here by Keaton Slovis. Stands strong in the pocket. I like the extension by Marion to go out and snatch that football. Nice pickup there on first down. Good route there by Marion. Gets outside the coverage. And
just the 8th first down, but Texas only has 10. They just haven't had the ball to have more first downs, and they've also had explosive plays. Punt return for a touchdown, 30-yard touchdown pass as well. Going to run it here with Robbins. Out to the 40-yard line, and really for BYU to have a shot, Dusty, this has got to be the formula, right? Continue to milk the clock, run the ball, and then obviously don't settle for field goals when you get in the red zone like they did earlier.
Just have success on first down. Give yourself a chance. And they've done that now in consecutive first downs to start this drive. It's just been disastrous at moments throughout the course of this game and really this season. But a nice start to this drive here.
Came into the day 124th in the country on 3rd down conversion on offense.
They struggled, Tom. Struggled mightily.
But as you said, good gain on first down, 5 yards. Play action pass. Slovis setting up, looking deep, airing it out, single coverage. And what a catch as Darius Lassiter pulls it in. There's a penalty marker down. Lassiter made a big catch in the first half, but he stepped out of bounds and couldn't hang on. This time, he secures it for a gain of 46.
What a play here by Darius Lassiter. This is going to be pass interference, which will be declined by BYU.
Pass interference. Number 2, defense. That penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
It's on the freshman, too, Derek Williamson. Deep post, play action, good protection. Put the ball up there and let the 6'3" transfer from Eastern Michigan go up and make this catch. How about the concentration to go up in the air, fight through the contact to complete this catch? Big time play by Darius Lassiter. This is exactly what BYU needed to get back in this ballgame.
That would make his late father, Kwame, who was a terrific NFL safety for a decade, very happy. Kwame passed away a few years ago. Collision in the backfield on the jet sweep as Marion and Robbins got involved with friendly fire, and it results in a 3-yard loss. So they're even getting negative plays when they're not even being tackled by Longhorns.
And this part of this is just Aiden Robbins. You know, he hasn't been there. He's
This happened on the last drive when they got in the red zone. A negative play on first down. Gets them off schedule. 2nd and 13. So Deion Smith is in now. Lassiter in the backfield as well. Slovis going to dump it off to Lassiter. Breaks a tackle in the backfield. And then tripped up at the 15-yard line by Jalen Ford. Otherwise, he would have certainly been inside the 10. Missed tackle by Barron. And there's an injured Longhorn.
Timeout on the field for an injury.
And that's Barron, who's down for Texas. It's almost time for the first college football playoff rankings release. Tuesday, October 31st at ESPN. We have the college football playoff top 25 show presented by Allstate. As we get ready for the release, here are our predictions for the CFP rankings. And we give a lot of credit to the gang in the truck for changing this about an hour ago, because we all had Oklahoma number 5. But with the loss to Kansas, we all moved Washington up and put Oregon at 6.
And Oregon right now is up in Salt Lake City 35-6. Part of the reason we'll put Oregon there. And you think about how close that game was against Washington. Comes down to that field goal they don't make. But you and I, Dave, got Georgia number 1, Michigan 2, flip-flopping Ohio State. We all have the same 6, but a different order. Tom went a little bit against the grain. Intrigued to see what the committee does on Tuesday night.
So 3rd down and 11. Slovis on the shovel pass, got it to Rex, but that was ugly. Another loss on the play, so another field goal try. And fans, don't forget to go to ESPN.com/Allstate Playoff Predictor to check out your team's chances to make the college football playoff.
Boy, just an absolute disaster there on 3rd down. Big hit by Barron Sorrell on the quarterback, and then Anthony Hill Jr. absolutely destroys Isaac Rex after the catch. 3rd down woes continue for this BYU offense.
And if Farron makes this, I mean, they're one big play away from being down just 1 score. They're not out of it yet midway through the 3rd. As Farron drills this one, he's 2 for 2, but you just don't get the sense that BYU's offense can finish a drive at this point. Welcome back to Austin. Time for today's Aflac Trivia question. Which game is the final bowl victory of Lavelle Edwards' career? A coach that both head coaches in this game played for, Kalani Sitake and Steve Sarkisian at BYU.
Showed a picture of Sark earlier, leaving his final game. Got to be a tie in there. That's my hunch.
Is this a Jedi mind trick by the truck that it's not Sark and has nothing to do with him, but they just thought you would assume that it would be Sark? Awesome. That's why they did that. Savion Red on the return. It's stepped up and out of bounds at the 22. All right, let's go ahead and answer the Aflac Trivia question.
Cotton Bowl that he won?
That was the
14-win season?
Correct. The first 14-win season.
See if that's it.
College football history, led by Steve Sarkisian.
Survey says.
Led the country in pass efficiency that year, and yes.
Hey, we got one.
So again, I didn't know if it was reverse psychology to try to throw us off the trail, but
it kind of felt like you were trying to throw me off. Like,
yeah, Dave.
What were you? I mean, come on.
These are getting too easy for you guys.
Being a bad teammate.
No, we were partners here. Come on. Tom and I were all over this thing.
All right, 1st down for Texas on its 21. Maalik Murphy handing off here, and Brooks able to get a couple yards before he's brought down by Acera, true freshman middle linebacker. Is a big-time recruit, was injured at camp but is healthy now, and he's going to play a lot more. And obviously they had some great middle linebackers in the history of BYU football.
Big man, he's 6'3", 245. You're starting to see his presence felt against Tech on film a week ago. Bright future for 54. Acera, nice play on the counter, getting Brooks to the ground.
Brooks again finds a crease across the 30. Brooks past the 40. Brooks into BYU territory all the way to the 40-yard line. 38 yards on the ground for Brooks.
Well, it's going to be a zone to the left, zone here, and then we're going to see the bin back. How about the vision and burst by Brooks? Good blocking, working everything left. He sees that cutback lane, and then the acceleration through the hole. Big chunk run by Jonathan Brooks.
This is their first of the half. This is a 30-second timeout.
So 2 remaining for BYU. Jonathan Brooks now 87 yards on the day. So he's over 900 yards already in game number 8. And he didn't start until the 3rd game of the season.
He's a big-time football player, man. I really enjoy appreciating watching this guy play. He's got really good patience, vision. No one's going to say he's got great speed. Yet, you know what? He doesn't get caught a lot. He has so many big, explosive plays. He's got that physicality he plays with. Good in the pass game as well. He's a well-rounded running back for this Texas offense. And speaking of running backs, they've had a plethora of great running backs in the history of Texas football. We threw a couple on this graphic for you. Of course, you got to go with Earl Campbell, Ricky Williams. Wow, what an absolute superstar. My old teammate Cedric Benson, the late Cedric Benson. Deontay Foreman had that 2,000-yard season, and Bijan Robinson, man, was he special the last couple years here in Austin. And it feels like Jonathan Brooks right in line to be that next great Texas back.
Toted again here, gets upended, knocked off his feet at the 38-yard line by Wakely.
Dusty, you mentioned those explosives from him. It's almost like he's one of those guys that's as fast as whoever is chasing him.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, again, nobody would say he's a burner, but, I mean, he is the accelerator. He's got some real burst, man. He's Tashard Choice, the running backs coach. He's done a nice job with that running back room.
Brooks had 4 consecutive 100-yard games into last week. He finished with 99 in that one. He's open here, makes the catch out in space. Down to the 20. Well, that was a great play by Maalik Murphy to get rid of that. Gain of 17. Murphy is a little banged up, though, after the play.
They're going to bring pressure off the edge, and nobody stays with Jonathan Brooks. And it's a good find by Maalik Murphy as Jonathan Brooks is leaking out. Big hit there by Max Tooley, 31 off the edge. Murphy back in there, hops up.
Murphy, big guy, 240 pounds, 6'6". Brooks off the right side. Again, lowers the shoulder on the run. Finishing the run with a defensive lineman, Mangelson, there defensively, down to about the 12.
You see the hesitation, the patience, and getting to the perimeter, finishing off that run with some physicality. Just keeping the football.
2nd down and 4 inside the 15. This is about a spot on the field where they turned it over in the 2nd quarter that allowed BYU to get back in the game, sort of. Baxter close to the 1st down. Looks like he'll be just short. 3rd down coming up here for Texas. We got that veteran offensive line, all 5 starters back for the first time in 30 years on the offensive line for Texas. Calvin Banks, probably the best of the bunch, left tackle, preseason All-America.
He's outstanding. He's had a couple of nice pancakes throughout the course of this game. Aiden Connor, the left guard, Jake Majors. They lost Jake Majors against Oklahoma. He was back against Houston. He makes all the calls, big-time center. DJ Campbell is fit in there with some physicality at right guard, and Christian Jones playing the best ball of his career at right tackle. They're going to lean on this offensive line.
Wildcat here, Dusty, with Savion Red getting the direct snap, 3rd and short, and he's able to move the pile all the way down to the 5 before they blow it dead.
There's that physicality we're talking about. Lean on this offensive line, running the football. They love in short yardage into the red zone to put Savion Red in as a Wildcat quarterback. Just that extra push, and Savion Red refusing to go down.
Got 11 carries on the year for Red, and most of those have come in that situation where he's been the Wildcat quarterback. And they're going to do it again here on 1st down and goal from the 6. Inside the 5. They stack him up at the 3. 3.5 minutes remaining here in the 3rd. Texas trying to punch it in and extend the lead. Kansas State comes to Austin next week. Texas still has to go to TCU and Iowa State. They finish up on Black Friday here against Texas Tech. Beginning of the year, a lot of people pointed to that last game, thinking that might be, for a spot in the Big 12 championship game. It's been a disappointing year for Texas Tech.
Stick with the Wildcat here at Savion Red. Power football at its finest.
Grounded by Wakely at the 2, so it's going to be That's why we're getting strictly Wildcat down here in the
We haven't seen him throw the football since then. Obviously still in the football game. Incomplete speculation on our part.
He appears to be fine, guys. Standing right next to Sark and the staff, they don't seem to have any concern over any type of play calling duties as it relates to him.
Get multiple tight ends over here on the right side. They like to run behind those guys.
Murphy, little half roll, fires into the end zone, almost picked off, knocked away by Garrett on the ball intended for Mitchell. Dangerous throw that time. Now it's 4th and goal. Texas will keep the offense on the field.
Pressure up the middle by Sarah. You're going to roll that pocket, but an outstanding job by Camden Garrett. Jumping that route, getting his left arm in and creating the pass breakup.
Well, it looked like Mitchell made a little contact, and if he didn't, I wonder if that would have been picked off by Garrett.
It didn't have a lot of juice on the ball. He's throwing off his back foot.
4th and goal. They're going for it here. The analytics say go as well. Murphy dumps it off. Sanders down at the 1. What a great play out in space by Jacob Robinson. BYU with a goal line stand.
Individual effort by Jacob Robinson. He's going to fight through this block of Jordan Whittington on the outside, and he's going to make this play. You guys, you go ahead and roll that. We're not going to be able to chance to see him. He's going to come from out of your screen all the way on the outside. He's going to fight through that block and just get enough of the shoestrings of Jatavion Sanders and get him to the ground. Keeping that outside arm free, setting that good firm edge, and getting a stop. And Kalani Sitake, he loves to stop by his defense.
But can his
goal line stand?
Can his offense do anything, though? That's the question. Now they got the stop. Can the offense put together a drive and actually finish a drive? They got to go the length of the field, though. Slovis from deep in his end zone on the rollout. And, boy, out of bounds was Cody Epps. About 4 yards out of bounds. Blackwell had pressure.
Was interesting. I don't know. Cody Epps was a little bit confused on where he was. Keaton Slovis, I mean, he was a good 2 yards out of bounds when he caught that pass.
Dusty, was a weird concept, too. It was a one-man, 5-yard speed cutout and no other options for the quarterback.
Ball just outside the 1. Top 2nd and 10. Again, they put Slovis in shotgun. Robbins back there with him. Robbins across the 5 and tackled at the 7, so that'll give him a little bit of breathing room. 3rd down and about 5 here. Blackwell in on the stop again for Texas. Had a good half so far.
That's exactly what you need. Just a little bit of breathing room. 3rd and manageable situation here for Keaton Slovis. Your defense just a huge play to keep you in this thing, keep it to a 2-score game. Can the offense get something going and extend this drive? And go empty here.
Yeah, they trust their veteran quarterback, Keaton Slovis. 45th career start, 3rd different school. 3rd and 4. Gonna throw from the goal line, in trouble. Gets out of there. Oh, the flag comes down. The pass is incomplete, and if that flag is for a hold in the end zone, it'll be a safety.
It's gonna be a hold. It's gonna be on 61.
Vernon Broughton looked like he was being held.
Hands to the face. It looks like they're calling down.
And again, where was the flag, though?
Right.
Is if it's an offensive penalty in the end zone.
Personal foul. Illegal use of the hands. Hands to the face. Number 61 of the offense. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So the penalty, the flag is thrown at the 1-yard line. So that's where it took place. BYU will have to punt from its end zone.
Before the end zone. It's a good call by the official.
Yep.
Never got it out of there, left it in there, but the initial contact to the face before the end zone.
So first things first for BYU, need a good punt from Rico. And the second thing is don't give Xavier Worthy a chance at an easy return. He's got one for a score, which started the scoring in the first quarter. They don't come after Rico. A high punt. And the fair catch made right at midfield, so about a 45-yard punt. Let's go to Kevin Agandi in the studio.
They want to remind our audience minutes away from the main event in Saudi Arabia. WBC heavyweight champ Tyson Fury returning to the ring in an ESPN pay-per-view crossover fight against former UFC champ Francis Ngannou in what will be his first professional boxing fight. You could purchase this fight now on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Fury versus Ngannou, something we've never seen before. You get it pay-per-view on ESPN. Back to you.
Good stuff, Kev. Looking forward to that. Maalik Murphy back out there. Look at his numbers on the day. 13 of 20, 129 yards. He had an interception, also had a lost fumble. But the touchdown pass as well. 21-6 Texas taking over in midfield, running the ball here with Baxter. And he's going to lose yardage. Bonbachon along with Logan Latui made the tackle. Loss of 1.
Good job up front, Bonbachon, as you said. He sets that edge. Latui working down the line of scrimmage. Not really much running room for C.J. Baxter, and BYU create a negative play on first down.
You wonder if Murphy does throw the ball, could BYU get to him? They have 7 sacks all year, and 4 of them came in one game. Haven't really been close to Murphy, other than on that turnover where he had the forced fumble. He has all day to throw here. Finds Sanders for a first down grab at the BYU 35. 18-yard gain.
I love the catch here by Jatavion Sanders. Big, strong hands, elevates, high points that football, and brings it in. Such a talented tight end for this Texas offense.
And that's the end of the third quarter. We'll be back after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
You're able to get that 3 and out after not being able to punch it in there. What are you looking to see out of this offense in the fourth quarter?
Well, just being efficient and then finishing these drives. You know, we had a 3rd and 2. The first drive didn't convert. We get all the way down there for a 3rd and goal and a 4th and goal from the 2 and don't finish. So I want to see us finish this drive.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Tom.
Well, Luke's the offense has only contributed 14 points. Xavier Worthy had a punt return for a touchdown to start the scoring. And only 7 points for the Longhorns since that first quarter. Redshirt freshman Maalik Murphy has played the whole game at quarterback. On first down, he'll throw. Steps up, fires a shot into the end zone. Incomplete. Going for Worthy. Heckard, the Big 12 Defensive Player of the Week, who had a pick and a fumble recovery for a touchdown against Texas Tech, made the play.
And now we see Maalik Murphy being a little aggressive on first down. Play action, take the shot to your go-to guy. Xavier Worthy had to wait for that just a little bit. Nice job by Heckard to get that left hand up and create the pass breakup. Man, he's really been a really nice addition for this BYU defense this entire season.
Transfer from Weber State, where he was an All-America. Played for the defensive coordinator, Jay Hill. He was the head coach there. Running room for Robinson on the cutback inside the 15. And Keelan Robinson fighting for every inch down to about the 10. Gain of 24.
What's good blocking off the right side? How about Jatavion Sanders helping open that hole? And you want to talk about speed, quickness, and explosiveness. That's exactly what you get when you see Keelan Robinson with the football.
Timeout on the field for an injury.
And meanwhile, Jacob Robinson for BYU is injured, so we get a timeout on the field after that big run by the veteran Keelan Robinson, the Alabama transfer. Rob, you copy on that? Take a look at this week's college football rankings brought to you by Verbo. A lot of blowouts here with the exception of Oklahoma, Kansas, and surprisingly Indiana hanging with Penn State.
What a win by Kansas today. Man, nobody's safe. It's that time of year in college football. You better bring your A game. You can and will get beat.
How about Oregon? Stomping Utah right now. First down outside the 10. Murphy to throw, backing up, lobs into the end zone. It's tipped and incomplete. Getting a hand on it was Wakely. Gunnar Helm was the intended Sanders, rather, excuse me, the intended target. Second down at 10.
Really good coverage here by Crew Wakely. I mean, right there, stays with Jatavion Sanders. Now, Jatavion Sanders got about 4 inches on him. Does a really good job getting that left hand up. He's got a little bit of the backside. Doesn't draw the flag, but a nice pass breakup.
got to finish these drives. They had a turnover inside the 20, turnover on downs inside the 5 in the last drive, and 2nd and 10 from the 11. On this possession, here's C.J. Baxter getting a carry. He's going to lose yardage. Gets slammed to the ground at the 13-yard line. Loss of a couple. Jackson Cravens and Mahe both there, the 2 D tackles for BYU.
And a nice job setting that edge. Mentioned Mahe inside. This BYU defense, they fought here today. Giving everything they can. Jay Hill, new defensive coordinator. It's a different looking scheme, and played really well at times here this afternoon.
3rd down and 12 for Murphy. First collegiate start, only 8 attempts coming into today. Throws it out in space to Brooks, who stays in bounds, lowers the shoulder into the end zone for the touchdown. What a great run. Talk about finishing. Jonathan Brooks just did right through Acera.
What an exclamation point on this game for Jonathan Brooks. Looks like he might have stepped out right there around the 2-yard line. It doesn't change the stiff arm he just gave Acera.
Previous play is under further review.
Look at this.
And if that is overturned, it would be 4th down, but not 4th and goal. They can still get a first down at the 1, so let's see where he went out.
Take a look at this stiff arm here before he goes out. Sarah, we were just talking about, just bam, just stiff arm him right to the ground. As he runs through Garrett, tough to tell with that angle.
Did look like the 2, though. If he did go out, it looked like the 2, which would mean it'd be 4th and a yard.
Ah, that's close.
It's very close.
Again, almost impossible from that angle to tell.
After further review, the runner was out of bounds with the ball at the 2-yard line.
So
it'll be 4th down at that spot.
And the offense will stay on the field here. They turned it over on downs on the last possession down here. Or Sark going to change his mind and kick it.
Said he wants to finish off drives. I know you kick the field goal, you make it a 3-possession game. I think he wants to see this offense finish off this drive. And earlier on the 3rd and 2, they threw it. Then it was a 3rd and goal from the 2 and a 4th and goal from the 2. They threw it both times. If they go for it here, I'd be surprised if we don't see this ball given to Jonathan Brooks. Bringing in Byron Murphy at fullback.
Yep, Murphy has a touchdown catch this year. Brooks has a touchdown run today, his 7th of the season.
This could be just a push here as well. Under center.
Timeout. Texas. This is their first of the half. Timeout on the field.
So Sark will call for time. 2 left for Texas, early 4th, 15-point Longhorn lead.
ABC College Football is presented by Tums. Tackle game day heartburn fast and love food back. Use as directed.
Well, Bevo's certainly just as curious as we are and the entire audience as to what Texas is going to do here on 4th down and 1 from the 2-yard line. Again, they get Byron Murphy in there, defensive lineman, and at fullback, 1 for 3 in the red zone today. And on the season, 113th touchdown percentage in the red zone. But again, they just need a yard to get the first down. 2 yards for the touchdown.
Have Murphy, Dusty. Have quarterback sneak in. I can see it. If not, give the ball to 24.
It's going to be Brooks. And I don't think he got it. Did he fumble the ball as well? He looks like he's short. Cravens and Hackard on the tackle. He's short. Turnover on downs again.
What a stop once again by BYU. Get good penetration in the backfield. Nowhere for Jonathan Brooks to go with the ball. It's just an outstanding effort. They changed the line of scrimmage all the way across the front. This BYU team not going to give up second time. Right around the goal line, they've come up with a huge stop here in the second half.
But time running out, and again, they got to go the length of the field. 13 minutes up down 2 scores. Again, if you could just put together a drive or get a big play, they haven't had any explosive plays really save the one long pass. Trying to run it here, something they have not been able to do all day long. Aiden Robbins tackled at the line of scrimmage by Jalen Ford.
Jalen Ford coming downhill is also Devondre Sweat, who had such a productive first half. I haven't said his name or heard much from him in the second half, but a nice job by the veteran linebacker, defensive tackle, getting some penetration.
Back-to-back offensive series for BYU inside their own 2. Holy smokes.
Some room and close to a first down. Might be a yard short, but good run by Aiden Robbins out to the 12. So going to be 3rd and a yard. See if they do it again.
You touched on it. Good vision. Nice little cut back there. Inside. Hole opens up. Aiden Robbins has one of his more productive runs in the afternoon. Just 59 yards on the ground today in this BYU offense.
Bring in an extra fullback / tight end in Paulo, who's lined up tight to the line. Movement. And multiple flags. Texas may have been offside.
Offside. Defense, number 94. 5-yard penalty that results in a first down.
It's on Jaray Bledsoe. So automatic first down for BYU.
Couldn't tell if hard count there by Keaton Slovis, but Bledsoe just trying to jump that football, get some penetration on 3rd and short.
Now they get some breathing room out of the 17-yard line. Slovis change of the play. Robbins gets the call again, upended at the 21 by Taff. 4-yard gain.
Showing some vision. Nice little cutback. Big 6'3", 240-pound back.
Now can they get something going in the passing game with play action? 2nd down and 4. They run it. Room again between the tackles. And Robbins close to the line to gain, maybe short by a yard. Sweat on the takedown. 3rd down coming up. 11 minutes to go. BYU ball down 15.
Movement there up front by the BYU offensive line. Sugar Huddle. They're getting to the ball quick.
Gotta wonder if that Texas D-line's a little tired. Been on the field a lot since the 2nd quarter. Robbins pushing the pile forward and getting the first down out to the 28 before Ford got him to the ground. But that's another good run by the UNLV transfer from Louisville. 6'3", 240 pounds. Missed the first couple games due to injuries. And BYU's going quickly. Texas trying to get off the field. The official allowed them to substitute. Kalani Sitake didn't like that. I don't know that BYU substituted, and I think that's why he's upset. They didn't. Yeah, right. The Robbins across the 30 out to the 32.
They didn't substitute. You can't. The officials can't hold it and allow Texas to run people off.
Right. Otherwise, you can snap it. It would have been 12 men on the field and a free 5 yards. Now BYU substitutes, so Texas can. Deion Smith checking in. Clock is inside 10 minutes to go. They've run it on every play so far on this possession. It started at the 2.
And you mentioned a second ago, you got to feel like at some point, run the football. Play action's coming. And Keaton Slovis is going to try to take his shot down the field.
Texas might bring pressure here. Here they come. Slovis in trouble, backing up. Got to get rid of it. He does, throwing it out of bounds. Being chased by Justice Finkley. 3rd down.
He brought that pressure, brought the safety down. Michael Taft coming off the edge. Touched on Justice Finkley. See there, Pete Kwiatkowski did a good job mixing it up and bringing some pressure. And still good coverage on the back end. And boy, this 3rd down woes, they have been very real for BYU. Just 2 for 11 on the day on 3rd down.
Now, this is actually good by normal BYU standards this year, being 3rd and 6,
right,
as opposed to 3rd and 8. Slovis dropping back, looking, firing, through the hands, receiver picked off. Taft with the interception, running it back inside the 35. Taft inside the 20, inside the 10. leveled out of bounds. Off the hands of Lassiter and picked by Michael Taft.
Well, Michael Taft had a big interception a week ago against Houston. Another big interception here on third down. This ball just too far out in front for Lassiter to be able to bring in. It's the old tip drill. Ball's in the air. Taft comes down with it. An outstanding job with the ball in his hands. After the interception, Michael Taft, former walk-on from right here in Austin, always wanted to be a Texas Longhorn. He had opportunities elsewhere, but he wanted to come to Texas. He earned a scholarship a year ago. He's been making plays for this defense, and a timely play here in the fourth quarter set up Texas in prime real estate.
Well, you touched on the story of Taft, his road to scholarship with Texas. Meanwhile, Keaton Slovis, who a few years ago at USC, a lot of people thought that there was great potential there. Bounced around a little bit after getting benched. We get a flag down, benched late in his career at USC.
Number 85, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Transferred to Pitt, then to BYU, and he played well this year, but just off the mark. He had Lassiter there, too, at midfield.
He missed him too far out in front. I mean, could Lassiter have made that catch? Yes, but you got to put that ball on him a little bit better in that third down situation.
Texas with a chance to put the game away.
It's Gunnar Helm there with a little false start. I'm sure that's not gonna make head coach, offensive play caller Steve Sarkisian happy.
Murphy's pass pulled in. Mitchell bouncing off defenders and into the end zone for his second touchdown. Adonai Mitchell from Maalik Murphy again. And Texas may have just put BYU away.
Well, just a simple slant from Maalik Murphy. And good strong hands here by Adonai Mitchell. Reaches up, snatches that ball out of the air, powers his way into the end zone for his second touchdown of the afternoon. Texas capitalizes after the takeaway.
So Maalik Murphy with a pair of touchdown passes in his debut, along with the 2 turnovers. The extra point makes it 28-6. Texas all started with the interception by Michael Taft off the fingertips of Darius Lassiter. 47-yard return puts Texas in first and goal. And the Longhorns, after a penalty on first down, score on the next play. And they've got a big lead now over BYU in the fourth.
Watch out for the
Pac-12 action tonight on ABC with Colorado facing number 23 UCLA. Coverage starting 7:30 Eastern. Big 12 now on ESPN Plus. The college basketball season starts Monday, November 6th with over 275 exclusive games. Sign up today, ESPNplus.com/Big12 now. So Texas up big 28-6 with 9 minutes to go after the last touchdown. And Quinn Ewers out this week with a shoulder injury. Will he be back next week? Sark told us it is a week-to-week injury. As Marion returns it for BYU. And he will not make it to the 15. Based on what you've seen out of Maalik Murphy today, if Ewers is not ready for Kansas State next Saturday and Murphy starts again as we look at the Big 12 standings, and you got 5 teams with 1 loss. Iowa State up by 12 over Baylor, so good chance you're going to still have 5 teams with 1 loss, and Kansas and West Virginia with 2. Are you confident that Texas can beat Kansas State with Murphy?
Well, he's going to have to play better than he's played today. Can Texas beat Kansas State with Maalik Murphy? Yes. But if you have a couple of turnovers against Kansas State, they're shuffling 2 quarterbacks in right now. I got a young freshman that's outstanding. Will Howard still playing well. That defense is locked in. Texas offensively is going to have to function more efficiently and operate at a higher level than they have today if they're going to beat the Wildcats in there next week. But
30-second timeout.
Timeout by BYU. Not sure what happened there, but 30-second timeout.
To finish your question there, can Texas beat Kansas State with Maalik Murphy? Absolutely, they can. But again, you're just going to need to see some improvement from this passing attack. But the way Texas has shown this year to be able to run the football with Jonathan Brooks, play defense, they're going to have a chance to beat everybody on their schedule. But I really think think we're going to have to see some improvement in the second start from Maalik Murphy next week.
And it did seem like after the turnovers by Murphy, other than the long pass, they really started to focus more on running the ball with Jonathan Brooks.
Which you would expect, right? And that's one of the strengths of this offense. That's kind of who this Texas team is, that offensive line that's been so good throughout the course of the season. Lean on that rushing attack, but it's going to be an interesting game here next week, I can assure you that.
I mean, Texas has scored 30-plus points, the offense 30-plus points in the first 7 weeks with Ewers, and obviously under 30 today, and 21 of those were by the offense, 7 by special teams. Robbins on the catch.
Tom, what do you think? You agree with my assessment of next week against Kansas State?
Yeah, I do, and I think in fairness with the sample size, you know, this is the first he's really played any college football, but he does need to be more consistent. He's got to have a better passing platform. He throws off his back foot too often, the ball lofts on him.
There's Kingston out in space. Got a first down. Well, the one thing that the coaches raved about is the type of young man that he is, and he's a natural leader. He takes criticism well. He's got the big personality, and we saw that right on the first series of the game when Texas's offense is out there the first play. He's getting the crowd going. He's dancing, getting ready to play. And you know, Sark has told us, we've had them a couple times now, as Slovis's pass to the perimeter to Kingston again. And he's out of bounds near the 34. Sark's told us that it's been maybe the best quarterback room he's had. I think he's had some great quarterback rooms, not necessarily in talent, but in terms of the personalities. They much ballyhooed. Arch Manning has been very humble and a great understudy to both those guys. Quinn Ewers, we talked with him a month ago, and he told us how much he grew in the offseason, and his teammates talked about how his leadership is much better.
He's matured drastically. He's helped all week. Get both of these guys ready. He's been helping today with the headset on, big run off the left side.
Miles Davis out to the 45.
And to your point, that quarterback room, you know, Sark called it awesome. He said that room is connected. They complement each other so well and all pushing each other to improve and get better. I mean, that's all you can ask for and exactly what you want. And I would expect we see a better Maalik Murphy in this first start under his belt.
There's Slovis on the run and out of bounds at the 34. Gain of 20, one of the bigger offensive plays for BYU today. Ewers missed 3 games last year with a shoulder injury. Game against Alabama, was banged up early in the season.
Credit Maalik Murphy, too, for not transferring. Had opportunities, both with Quinn Ewers coming in, then with Arch Manning coming in. He stuck around, he competed, he earned the number 2 spot.
That's a great point, because the coaches said that the players really respect him for that, because they know they're all tempted to look elsewhere. You got NIL money out there, you got opportunities to play, get more reps elsewhere, but he stayed here.
And he stayed committed when you were decided to come here, right? And then Arch Manning comes in, plays really well this spring. To Tom and your point, a lot of people were coming after him, wanted him to come in. He said, no, I'm going to stay right here. I'm going to keep working. And when my opportunity presents itself, I'm going to make the most of it. We've seen him here today make his first start. He's going to lead Texas to a victory.
Slovis to throw on 2nd and 10. Lobs it downfield. There was contact, and a flag comes down. It was caught on the redirection by Miles Davis, but out of bounds. But that should be interference on Texas.
Pass interference, number 17, defense. It's a 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
It's on Jamon Tapp.
That was zone pressure here. They dropped Tapp in coverage. He's man-to-man with Miles Davis, the running back out of the backfield. He just never gets his head around. That contact continues through the running back, and it's the right call by the official. Got to get that head turned around, but he never did, and continued through the pass catcher. An easy flag for the official.
Now, one of the things that did in BYU today is its inability to score once it got in the red zone, and here they are again. Big chase to Slovis. It was tight end Isaac Rex couldn't come up with a catch. Again, that looked like a wide throw. And Isaac Rex, who's one of the best tight ends in the country and finally healthy, but we have not called his name very much at all today.
Only 2 catches on the day for Isaac Rex. You go back to the 2020 season, whenever he had 12 touchdown catches, just such a red zone target, and that nasty compound fracture, gets against USC in 2021, and last year wasn't quite the same. He's more healthy this season, but he's not been much of a factor here this afternoon.
Slovis throwing it to Deion Smith on the edge, and he stumbles. Another negative play. Loss of 1. Derek Williams in the area for Texas. 3rd and 11.
That's good pursuit to the football by Derek Williams. The turf monster jumped up and got Deion Smith. He was able to just stay on his feet, make Williams miss. There was a lot of great grass out in front, but another 3rd. Very long here for BYU's kind of summed up this season and summed up this game for the Cougs.
You know, BYU's been to 5 straight bowl games. They got 5 wins, but their schedule's tough. They got to go to Morgantown next week, Iowa State the week after, Oklahoma the week after that, and then at Oklahoma State to finish out their first year in the Big 12. They have 2 conference wins over Cincinnati and Texas Tech. Slovis to the end zone and out of bounds. Intended for Darius Lassiter, but again, an off-target ball.
You got to give him an opportunity inbounds. That ball floats on him, and no opportunity for Lassiter to make that play inbounds. Obviously, 4-down territory here for BYU, down 22 points with under 6 minutes to play.
Surprised they didn't take more shots on early downs to the end zone. A lot of lateral stuff not getting them anywhere.
Got to get to the 9 here. 4th down and 11. Pressure off the edge. Slovis in trouble. Underthrown and nearly intercepted. And it would have been a return probably for a touchdown for Jalen Gilbo. Could not hang on.
Ball goes over on downs.
But BYU turns it over on downs as we go to Kevin in the studio.
Dave, we are moments away from the main event in Saudi Arabia. WBC heavyweight champ Tyson Fury returning to the ring in a ESPN pay-per-view crossover fight. The Gypsy King taking on the former UFC champ Francis Ngannou. Again, you can get it on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. The fight is moments away. Back to Austin with Dave, Dusty, and Lugs after this.
So in a 22-point lead, Texas sticking with Maalik Murphy. We saw Arch Manning warming up, but they're going to stick with Murphy. Probably a lot of handoffs here in the final 5:45 with good friends squaring off at the head coaching spots. Kalani Sitake and Steve Sarkisian. Penalty flag down.
False start, number 80, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Again, it's not like it's 48-6, but still 28-6, 5:45 left. You probably expect a lot of run plays here down the stretch. We'll see.
Jonathan Brooks 5 yards away from the century mark.
Again, Brooks has been outstanding. He'll get it here. And out to about the 19. If he gets 100, which we assume he will at this point, it'd be 5 of the last 6 games he goes over 100. And the one game he didn't was last week against Houston when he had 99 rushing yards. Although he's been banged up a couple times and looks to be maybe shaken up here. So C.J. Baxter will come in. Brooks is at 98 yards on 16 carries.
It's been a physical game, boys. A lot of guys going on and off the field tonight for both teams.
Yeah, no question.
That's certainly one thing with BYU. They will be very physical as they are here at the line of scrimmage, driving Baxter back with Blake Mangelson getting in there and mangling the running back. 3rd and long.
See what you did there. Mangelson, nice job. And again, we see Becerra, the freshman linebacker, coming downhill, playing the other side of the football. He's been impressive outside of getting stiff arm earlier this quarter.
And Jaden Blue's checking in now at running back. 3rd down and 13. 4.5 to go in the game. Just going to hand it off to Blue. And he's up to about the 22. I don't think he went down, but then they blew it dead once he landed on a BYU player, got up, tried to run again. So that will take the clock inside 4 minutes, and then Texas will punt it away.
BYU defense not giving up here, continuing to fight. A nice stop. Well, I tell you what, Jay Hill was impressive to talk to, their defensive coordinator, and I really think his addition is going to help this BYU football team. Remember, Kalani Sitake, Jay Hill, they were on that staff at Utah when they transitioned from the Mountain West into the Pac-12. They know what it takes to take that jump. And BYU, obviously, first year in the Big 12. Even the players' coaches said it's a more physical league. It's a faster league. It's obviously a jumping competition. So got off to a good start this season.
Number 27, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
This will not please the head coach. He was already upset about a penalty earlier, and now you get to delay a game on 4th down. But to your point, last 12 years as an independent for BYU, first year in the Big 12, along with UCF, Cincinnati, and Houston. And obviously, and Oklahoma leaving to go to the SEC next year. Good punt. Kingston there, fields it on the 40. Spinning away. And then finally brought down. Almost everybody on Texas got a hand on him that time. Only a 7-yard return, though. Here's Kevin.
Dave, AT&T 5G, keeping fans connected as we take a look at our multi-view, which is showcasing a bunch of great games and events across our networks ahead on ESPN. How about it? Ray Davis of Kentucky taking on number 21 Tennessee. That's coming up top of the hour. And we've got Tulane up by 9 against Rice early parts of the 4th quarter on ESPN2. And Shedeur Sanders ready for his first Rose Bowl experience. Colorado, UCLA, prime time on ABC, 7:30 Eastern time. Back to you.
Even though Colorado, Kevin, has struggled lately, it's still a remarkable season given what happened last year to that squad and the job that Coach Prime has done there in Boulder. Slovis. Here's Marion across midfield.
And they'll be in the Big 12 next season. Obviously, we're talking about the additions this year, more additions coming next year with both Arizona schools, Utah, back-to-back Pac-12 champs, and Colorado.
Moving parts these days, and it doesn't feel like it's going to be over anytime soon. No one feels comfortable right now. If you're a league commissioner about, unless you're Tony Petitti and Greg Sankey. The ball is out as Slovis was hit backside by Finkley, and it's recovered by the Longhorns. Recovered by Bledsoe after the forced fumble by Finkley.
Justice Finkley, you know, he's playing much more today. Ethan Burke is out. The first step, arm over, chops the hand. Doesn't just get to the quarterback, but getting the ball out. It's a really good pass rush. Getting that football out. And then the scurry of the ball, jumping on top by Bledsoe. Really nice job there by Finkley, getting to that arm of Slovis. And Texas without a takeaway.
Looks like Maalik Murphy's going to finish this game, too. But again, the intent likely just to run the ball with 2:41 on the clock and this game in hand for the Longhorns. Here's Blue, tackled for a loss at the 41. So you wonder with Jonathan Brooks looking like he got a little shaken up earlier if they don't want to take a risk, even if it means not getting 100 yards. Talked about this earlier. You got 2 road games left at TCU, at Iowa State. Black Friday here against Texas Tech. Disappointing 3-5 record for them. But next week, a red-hot Kansas State team. Here.
That game is going to be just phenomenal. Cannot wait for that one. Kansas State playing as well as anybody in the conference right now. Really the last 3 weeks. Touched on earlier, Avery Johnson. And Gavin Ames not going to be easy either. But, man, next week, obviously all eyes will be on the injury report to see if Quinn Ewers is able to get back next week against that big matchup versus the defending Big 12 champs.
And Blue stiff arming past the 35. And again, you know, Sark in our conversation with him said, look, guys, he's week to week. I'm really hopeful that he'll be back sooner than later, but we really don't know. You touched on the games that Texas has coming up. Don't forget about Bedlam next week. Oklahoma suffering its first loss of the season today against Kansas. Now has to go to Oak State.
And Oklahoma State's playing awesome right now. Oklahoma State, as much as I'm talking about Kansas State, they took out Kansas State several weeks back on a Friday night. They have had just this resurgence since the bye week, playing a totally different brand of football and offense. I mean, it's going to be a fun month of November inside the Big 12, man.
Blue gets to the outside, has a first down, turns on the Jets, inside the 10, and into the end zone for another Texas touchdown. 34-yard run for Jaden Blue, his first touchdown this season. Another 30-point game for Texas. As Jaden Blue, the sophomore from Houston, only carried it 23 times and had just one catch coming in today, getting some work here late in the fourth quarter. Scores from 34 yards away. And the extra point makes it 35-6.
Well, this offensive line, they're going to go behind the left side. Kelvin Banks Jr., Hayden Connor, left tackle, left guard. Going to really do a nice job getting some blocks here. Tight end as well. Just seal this side and take it to the house. Zone all the way to the side. Jake Majors with also a block and the burst in the open field as Jaden Blue finds the end zone for another Texas touchdown.
This Texas group's a resilient bunch, aren't they? They just find a way.
And it's a full team, Tom. You know, that's the thing about it. That's why, as talented as Quinn Ewers is, and as good and dominant as he makes this offense, you can still overcome it because it's special teams, it's dominant defense, it's an offensive line and a rushing attack that can handle things. I mean, it's why we thought prior to OU Texas, this might be the best team in all of college football, and even after that loss, they're still right in the thick of things to get to Arlington, compete for a Big 12 championship, and we'll see Tuesday night. They're still right in the thick of it to be one of those college football playoff teams as well.
And you didn't sense at all in talking with the coaches and the players that it was really any concern at all about Maalik Murphy as Marion gets a return here past the 25. And finally grabbed by the kicker. Will Stone had a hold of the shoulder pad, not the face mask at the 39. But it did not seem like there was any concern about Murphy. And I think part of the reason is because of everybody around Maalik Murphy.
100%. This roster is well built, and they're built inside out. I mean, they're built with a strong offensive line, a strong defensive line, and obviously the plethora of weapons outside and tight end, a wide receiver in the backfield as we're seeing today. It's more than just Jonathan Brooks. Look, Steve Sarkisian in year 3, he's got this roster right. And we're seeing, combine that with the culture, it's a really good football team.
1:32 to go. Slovis to the air. Catch is made by Lassiter. First down into Texas territory. So when will that 6th win come for BYU? They've got to go to West Virginia next week. Iowa State at home. Oklahoma home at Oklahoma State. It'll be tough to get that 6th win. Just looking at that schedule, the way West Virginia has played this year. Iowa State playing much better lately. And we already talked about 2 Oklahoma schools.
Mountaineers bounce back today at UCF with a nice win.
Especially UCF was right in the game late at Oklahoma last week. We were there for that nice play by Tapp on the takedown of Davis for a loss.
Hey, we've touched a lot on this offense today for Texas, but how about the defense? And, you know, we were talking with Jalen Ford yesterday, talking with Shanae Barron, and, you know, we were talking with Pete Kwiatkowski. They've just gotten better and better and better each of these 3 years. And defensively, I mean, they are just really playing at a high level, as we've seen all throughout this ball game here today.
Kingston. And maybe one more play if BYU can get the play off here in the final 30 seconds. Well, Sark told us, look, the culture we have here, a lot of that is because of the veterans. We have great new players, too, but the veterans bought in. The guys that were here prior to the Sark staff coming in, and a lot of those guys are on the defensive side of the ball.
That's exactly right. Quality young talent and an excellent veteran nucleus. It's been a great combination.
A buy-in from all of them. Slovis has a completion here in the final seconds to Cody Epps. And that's it. The Texas Longhorns move to 7-1 and 4-1 in the Big 12 for the first time since 2018. They're now tied atop the Big 12 standings with Oklahoma, Kansas State, and Iowa State and Oklahoma State trying to join them as well today.
It's a complete team effort here from Texas. Got started with an Xavier Worthy punt return for a touchdown. Boys, he explosive. The defense was dominant all day long. And, you know, they had to work through a little bit with Maalik Murphy. A couple of early turnovers, but he turned that around, finished strong. And we can see there Texas off to their best start this season since their last Big 12 championship.
When Colt McCoy was a quarterback, 2009. Let's go down to the field and Tom.
Well, Coach, you guys have found different ways to win games all season long. How would you assess the performance of this team effort as a whole today?
Well, what I like about our team, we're versatile. We got a lot of different ways we can go about it. You said it yourself. And today our defense was on fire, creating turnovers, getting big-time stops. We were efficient enough offensively. We just got to be better in the low red, or the game could have been a lot different.
Assess the play of quarterback Maalik Murphy. I know it was a big day for him. How did you feel he performed?
Well, first career start, you know, there's always going to be some butterflies and some things to clean up. The area I want us to improve, and he needs to improve. We need to continue to play better around him.
How'd you feel the run game played?
That was pretty good. You know, for the most part, that's a good physical front BYU's got. So to find runs in there, but we need balance on offense for us to be efficient.
All right, thanks, Coach. Go enjoy it.
Thanks, Tom.
All right, man.
Another good win for Texas. The lone loss against Oklahoma, but with Oklahoma losing to Kansas, that means for now a four-way tie with Iowa State having just won its game. And Oklahoma State trying to get to 4-1 as well today. Kansas and West Virginia not out of it either. Top two teams in the Big 12 standings. At the end of the year, we'll meet for the Big 12 championship game. Final score here, Texas 35, BYU 6. For Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganville, I'm Dave Pash. Thanks for watching so long from Austin, Texas. Don't forget Colorado UCLA on ABC tonight. So long from Austin. Now we go back to the studio.